Good afternoon, everybody. It's Rod with Power Group. Welcome back on the Pursuit of Wealth. It's Tuesday, July 26th. Hope you're well today. Thanks for joining the live stream. Going to get started here in about 30 seconds. Let us know where you're tuning in from if you're just joining us, and we'll get started here momentarily. I see we have some people joining us. Welcome. Going to get started with today's live stream. As a heads up, I normally do these for private members about 30 minutes before the market closes. And today, going to make the live stream public. We do have an important market update, and we've got some important earnings after the bell. We've got Google and Microsoft after the bell. Going to get started here in about 10 seconds. If you could smash the like, help support me in the channel. Doesn't cost you anything. Tick the bell and subscribe. You'll be notified on any future videos or live streams. All right, going to get started with today's live stream, and before market close, if we have time, I'll do my best to do some ticker requests. I'm in the midst of getting everything in order for my new condo purchase set to close on Thursday this week, so in a couple of days. And like I said, if I have time, we'll run through a quick market update. We'll do a market overview and a before market close update, and then if I have time at the end, we'll do some quick ticker requests. But I see we have some people joining. Welcome. Let us know where you're tuning in from. Modus Williams, hi, I've first live stream from Charlotte, NC. Where's that at? Charlotte, NC, North Carolina. Okay, cool. Welcome to the live stream. Happy to have you. All right, let's get into today's market update. So we did have this hearing that was scheduled at the federal level. You can see here the Committee of the Judiciary. Decriminalizing MJ at the federal level, necessary steps to address past harms. And I didn't actually tune into this. If anybody did tune into this, let us know if there was anything. I know some of the private POW group members were going to be joining in on this. I personally didn't have time to today. Just been back and forth, but I haven't heard anything come out of this yet. But if anybody did take part in that, if there was anything worth noting, if you could let us know in the comments, that'd be great. It's part of the reason why I made this live stream public today. But Congressman also says he's finally overcome MJ banking hurdle with introduction of Senate legalization bill. Very important article, an interesting article. I encourage you to check that out from MJ Moment. But we'll do a quick market watch here and update. So taking a look at crypto at the moment, we're pretty. There's been some FUD and some negative press and things like that with regards to Coinbase and the SEC saying that they're listing unregistered securities, and that all came after the insider trading and things like that were exposed in Coinbase. Coinbase launched an investigation. They had nothing to do with it. It was people in the company that were acting maliciously and taking that information and doing bad things with it. It wasn't necessarily Coinbase's fault, but as a result, the SEC is saying about 8 or 9 of their their cryptos that they listed are securities, and they're ERC20 type of tokens, so built off of Ethereum. And then you could even make the same argument that Ethereum is a potential security as well. Betcha Coinbase wished it would have teamed up with Ripple a long time ago whenever the SEC said that XRP was an unregistered security that was being sold by Ripple, right? So a ton of people now in the space. What I could really see is a ton of people starting to team up and fight this SEC overreach. We know that Grayscale got rejected on its ETF conversion from its trust into a spot, and they're launching a lawsuit against the SEC. So pretty soon things are starting to heat up here. The terrible human beings at the SEC are going to get a taste of their own medicine here, and they want to sue everybody else into oblivion. Well, guess what? Grayscale is going to sue you, and there's probably going to be a lot more coming. We know libraries also in litigation right now with the SEC as well. So I think into the fall, we're going to see the SEC, Congress step in, CFTC step in, and put the SEC back in its financial lane. But we knew that Bitcoin could be seeing more downside. I said for a while now that the head and shoulders target was targeting about 13K, and that also lines up with our 0.618 Fibonacci retracement. So I could see a drop down to about 13K. Doesn't mean we absolutely have to get there. We're seeing a lot of indicators like the PI indicator. We're seeing a ton of like the the 200 weekly moving average. Usually we find a bottom around there. Doesn't mean that we can't see another leg down, but like I said, targeting 13K on the low end. At the moment, though, we still haven't even started weekly consolidation. So a lot of people are thinking the sky is falling, but we're still just back testing 20K. I've been saying for a while, wouldn't be surprised if we came back and back tested that level. And keep in mind, we haven't even started weekly consolidation yet. So once we start weekly consolidation, we'll look for a higher low compared to the low of the pullback at 17,567. We'll look to establish that higher low and then a higher high, change that weekly trend, get back into a weekly uptrend. That is the most important aspect. So right now we're watching support at 20,755. If we lose that key support, we start weekly consolidation and we look for a higher low compared to 17,567. And then at that point, we would zoom out to the monthly. We would watch for the monthly bounce to get underway. We're in a monthly downtrend with a lower high and lower low, but essentially 5 days left in the month. It's a monthly inside bar. I think we're going to see the break next month. We could potentially see the monthly bounce next month. We'll just have to wait and see. A lot can happen in 5 days. We could easily continue to see monthly consolidation. I don't think we're going to see the monthly bounce this month because we would have to get over 31,964 to start the monthly bounce. That would be about a 52% bounce from here, and then that would just be at resistance. Then we'd have to break that and continue from there. So I don't think the monthly bounce is going to happen this month. What I could potentially see is a little bit more downside, that final capitulated bottom, and then we see the monthly bounce into next month. That's what I'm anticipating at the moment. But taking a look at SPY here, I said this yesterday in the Powell Group private member live stream. I did it private, but then later on I made it public, if anybody was wondering. But I said that Bitcoin gave us the early clue. Bitcoin was consolidating on the daily time frame. We could still see an EMA 12 and 26 bear cross, meaning more downside from here. And we're just scouting a daily higher low compared to 18,892. We knew after this huge move here, 7 days in a row without consolidating. Consolidating just means we lose the low of the previous daily candle. We hadn't consolidated in 7 days, so we knew that we were overdue for a pullback, right? And then sure enough, we went straight into daily consolidation, and I said watch for SPY to follow suit as well, because we did the similar move. We did 6 days in a row without a daily high or low. And then what else do we know about Tesla? Usually Tesla follows Bitcoin because it was holding a ton of Bitcoin on its balance sheet. So when Bitcoin would move, it would lead the market, then Tesla. Then because Tesla has such a heavy weighting in the S&P 500, SPY would follow suit. So what happened? Bitcoin started daily consolidation. Tesla started, this is day number 2 of Tesla daily consolidation. And then today, day number 1 of S&P 500 daily consolidation. So these correlations come and go, but it's clear that the correlation is extremely strong right now between Bitcoin, Tesla, and SPY. Bitcoin gives us the initial move, then Tesla, then the S&P 500. And this is why, people who say that crypto is a scam and a Ponzi scheme, whatever, I don't care, believe what you want. But the fact is Tesla, an actual company, one of the biggest companies in the world, holds a crap ton of it, right? Billions of dollars. Well, not so much anymore. It just sold $1 billion worth. But still holding 25% of its Bitcoin on its balance sheet. So again, that makes a big difference, right? Because when Bitcoin goes up or down, it affects Tesla, right? Because it's on its balance sheet. So people who say it doesn't matter just don't have a clue, right? But taking a look at SPY, anything over 388.88 is a potential daily bull flag. Anything over that 0.32 fib retracement just means that it's a potential daily bull flag. And if we hold that level at 388.88 and then we break resistance from here at 400.18, so 418 cents. If we break that resistance, that's going to confirm the daily bull flag, and we'll be targeting 420 on the S&P 500. But keep in mind, Bitcoin has already lost the 0.32 fib on its retracement, so it is favoring a type of equilibrium. So anything over the 0.32 there at 22,241 was a potential daily bull flag. But since then we've retraced, we're actually in the golden pocket now. We've retraced down to the 0.618 Fibonacci retracement. It just means we've retraced about 61% of that move, 62% of that move. So SPY sees something similar, and we do not confirm this daily bull flag. So if we lose 388.88, that's going to negate the daily bull flag rather, and then we could be doing something similar to what Bitcoin is doing. Again, it's leading the market. We could be going down to this 385 level, and like if we do what Bitcoin's done already and target the 0.618, the golden pocket, we could target 381 on SPY. And I said yesterday, don't be surprised if we pull back once we start daily consolidation. I said, don't be surprised if we pull back, 5 or 6% and just look for a daily higher low, because we knew that we were due. And we have a ton of room to form this daily higher low. We're in a daily uptrend. After breaking the equilibrium bullish, we had the low, high, higher low, lower high, higher low, bear break, bear trap, ended up being a bear trap, and then straight into a massive 6-day move, right? So we're in a daily uptrend, and now we're just scouting a daily higher low compared to 371.04, most important support going forward. So we could still see from here, we could still drop another 4 to 5% and just be looking for a daily higher low in this pattern. QQQ, a little bit weaker. So again, we know Bitcoin's very correlated to the tech sector and the NASDAQ. So that's very evident, right? S&P 500 just starting its first day of consolidation. QQQ starting its technically on its third day. We had 1 here, 2, 3. So again, very correlated to, more correlated to Bitcoin, QQQ. DXY, so the dollar index starting the daily the bounce again today, but right now it's a potential daily bear flag. Anything under the 0.382 there at 107.55 is a potential daily bear flag, targeting about 104.67 on the dollar. If we get above 107.55, that's going to negate the odds of a daily bear flag. But if we do confirm this bear flag and we head down to that 104, that's going to be bullish for stocks and crypto. And that's what we want to see as bulls if you're a bull in stocks and crypto. But at the moment, DXY is still very, very strong on the weekly time frame. What I said was watch EMA 12. You can see here this yellow line has been acting as support, and we're still in a weekly uptrend. So as long as we hold 101.29, the weekly uptrend remains intact. So that's the most important support level on the Dixie. If we lose 101.29 on the Dixie, we're no longer in a weekly uptrend, in my opinion. Or if we confirm a downtrend with a lower high and a lower low, then that would mean that we're likely going to see a lot more upside in stocks and in crypto. So really watching the weekly uptrend and whether or not we confirm a weekly downtrend on the dollar. Moving on, taking a look at some individual tickers. So Tesla down about 4% today, starting daily consolidation like I mentioned. TAP, Molson Coors, notable strength, right? Everything else is in monthly downtrends and getting absolutely whacked. Look at Molson Coors over the last 6 or 8 months. The last 8 months, it's up 42%. We had that pretty big drawdown there of about 31%. But look at this. We have a bit of you can view this as a cup and handle. And if we get above this resistance here, the neckline of this cup, which is sitting at 59.70, we had essentially a double top, 59.38. We came very close. So if we do see a potential bull flag here, this could be the handle, and we could be targeting about $84 on TAP. So I've been saying for a while that it's been super bullish. On the bear list today, we got CoinShop, FVRR, and on the bull list, we have WNRS, VEGA, and CWEB. And pretty mixed bag in terms of the market here today. But moving on to the cannabis sector, SNDL getting absolutely whacked today after a 1-for-10 reverse split. Down about 30% on the day today. Pretty nice bounce. I did take my first position, so I've been holding off on SNDL because of this split that was upcoming. I knew it was a pretty much virtual guarantee, right? Because there's no way that the sector was going to reverse and it was going to get all the way back up to $1 and then trade, because it was at like 30 cents, right? So it had to gain 70 cents plus stay above $1 for 10 days. And I just knew that was likely not going to happen before August 8th, right? We were already essentially virtual certainty that wasn't going to happen. So I was waiting for the news of the reverse split to happen. Today, patience paid off. This is what I learned in crypto and MJ is patience is a virtue. And one thing I've learned with MJ over the last 17, 18 months, and realistically since I began investing in it back in 2017, is that you can always go lower than you think. And like I said, SPY was likely due for daily consolidation, and just, SNDL, just poor luck, right? SNDL reverse split came into effect at the same time the S&P 500 started daily consolidation, right? So it was just headwinds versus tailwinds, and the broader market bring us down. The rest of MJ was down as well following the broader market. And look at SNDL today. From yesterday's close, absolutely whacked, down almost 30%, right? Currently down 23.84%. So I did take my first position around, I think it was in the 250s, and then I just nibbled a tiny bit. So I bought 500 on my first order, and then I just added another couple $100. I'm going to add again if we lose $2, but we came pretty close. Got as low as $2.12. So I might look to add again around $1.75. But wow, they just did a 1-for-10 reverse split, and we could be back down to $1 here soon. They might be back into that delisting warning with the minimum bid rule again here if this continues, but I highly doubt it. We're daily oversold. Zooming out to the weekly, not weekly oversold yet, which is a little bit shocking, to be honest with you. On the monthly time frame, we've never not been monthly oversold. I don't know if I've ever seen that before, to be honest with you. But yeah, I took a little bit. It's only like 1% of my portfolio, my MJ portfolio. Like I said, I'm going to add maybe a third or fourth time. I'll definitely add one more time if we get below $2, maybe around that 175 area. But probably not going to put more than $1,000 into this one. It's just going to be a YOLO play for me. If we get back to all-time highs or even the highs of February 2021 from current levels, that's a 15 to 16x, right? $1,000 investment into $15,000, $16,000, just if we go back to February 2021 highs, right? So, yeah, this is a name that I'm still not 100% sold on. You know, they have like 240 liquor stores, retail liquor stores. So they're not just into MJ, they're into MJ and liquor retail stores. And I just don't, I'm not 100% sold on their business model yet, but they could potentially acquire the Malta facility from Zenabis, which would be their EU into the EU with the Malta facility that's EU GMP certified. And that EU GMP certification would allow them to export into countries like Germany, which we know could potentially come online as well in terms of rec sales. So there could be some great opportunity and risk versus reward here. But essentially, I'm going to look to put about $1,000, two at the max, into this and just ride it out. I'll ride it either to zero. Don't think it's going to go to zero, but with everything looking like it could potentially reverse soon in the sector, and if they see that Malta facility acquire that, that could be their into the EU and Germany. And like I said, a lot of unknowns with Alcana, their liquor business, but you know, it's a completely different model, right? They're into MJ retail and liquor retail. Not a whole lot of other LPs are doing that, right? So it's just a way to hedge and diversify, in my opinion. So like I said, $1,000 is my goal. The most I'll put into this one is about $2,000. And like I said, I'll either ride it to zero. I know the most that I can lose is about $1,000. If I lost $1,000, wouldn't be the end of the world. It's 1%, if not less than 1% of my MJ portfolio at the moment. And like I said, the $1,000 investment could turn into about $15,000 if we just go back to the February 2021 highs. Taking a look at the bull and bear list, obviously, no doubt, SNDL leading the bear list, WIB and XTRX following suit. On the bull list, we only have VFF today, which is notable. Starting weekly consolidation, though, daily consolidation. But yeah, notable that we're the only one in the green today. Moving on, taking a look at American MJ. So MSOS starting daily consolidation today, very similar to the S&P 500. And we knew to potentially be expecting a pullback because we didn't have a clear higher low until 1054. So we essentially did the same thing as SPY. We ran for about a week straight with no daily consolidation. We had a tiny bit of a daily bull flag here, potential here, but we only pulled back by about 6 cents. So that wasn't enough of a support and a pullback to establish new support. And I was right. You know, when we run like that, we're due for a pretty big, decent pullback. If you take a look at the amount of percent that we pulled back, it was like 0.5%. And when you're talking about an MJ name, that's just not enough. And then today, we pulled back from yesterday's low. We're now down about 4%. So that is a pretty big pullback, right? So now we're starting daily consolidation and we're looking for a higher low compared to 1054. As long as that support holds at 1054, we're still in a daily uptrend as far as I'm concerned. And even from current levels, we could still pull back another 12% and still be in a daily uptrend. So this is why it's important not to FOMO in. And bull's got quite a bit of room now to form this weekly higher low. So when we do top out, we'll come down, look for a weekly higher low, followed by a higher high. If we get that pattern, that will confirm a weekly uptrend. We'll zoom out to the monthly. The monthly bounce will be starting. Like I said, we got 3 trading days left. We could easily see the monthly bounce take place on MSOS next month, leading into the end of the week here and into next week. What's the end of the month? 29th is the last trading day. Yeah, so it'll be Monday next week will be the beginning of the new month. And we could see that bounce take place next month and then a pretty big, massive rally, in my opinion, into the fall. But pretty gross chart. That looks like the investor psychology cheat sheet. If you've ever seen that, Google it if you haven't. But that's pretty much verbatim what that market cycle is all about. Taking a look at the bull and bear list today. On the bear list, we have FIT, AYR, and GRWG. On the bull list, we have CWEB, KGKG, and PLTH. All right, I do have to run in about 10 minutes, so we'll jump into the chat here. We'll just check in on SPY. So SPY looking to hold EMA 12 here as support. And again, we had the bull cross here of the EMAs back 3 days ago, right? 4 days ago. So once that bull cross happened and we hadn't consolidated in a week, we just knew that the most likely scenario was daily consolidation. And then, like I said, Bitcoin had already been starting daily consolidation, and so was Tesla. And then Bitcoin leads, then Tesla, and then usually SPY follows suit. Again, it's not that we had a crystal ball and we knew for sure. It was just the most likely scenario. And then SPY just looking to hold EMA 12 here as support. And like I said, anything over 388.88 is a potential daily bull flag targeting 420. But right now, trying to put a stop to the bleeding here leading into the end of the day with about 11 minutes left in the day. It doesn't look like we're going to really pull back that much more into the end of the day. But obviously we have the Fed interest rate coming up here midweek. And we've got very important earnings here after the bell. We've got, let me bring it up here. We've got Microsoft and Google. I want to give you the estimates. So the analyst estimates on Google are 70.04 billion, and EPS is forecasted to come in at positive 1.28. For Microsoft, we're expecting 52.43 billion and an EPS of positive 2.29. So watch those numbers. If it comes in less than that, we'll probably have a bearish reaction, and if they beat, then we'll probably have a bullish reaction. Those are the numbers to be watching here after hours. We should see if there's any updates from decriminalizing MJ at the federal level. That occurred today. That occurred at 2:30 p.m. Might even still be going. I didn't join it. I have too much stuff going on, and we could even see an update with regards to safe banking, that type of thing. I also did a video earlier today. Hexo's CEO Charlie Bowman finally broke his silence and came out, gave his plan and strategy for the company moving forward. So I encourage you to go check that out. I give my thoughts and opinions, 13 minutes long, but I go through a lot. And you can't help but wonder if Molson Coors just put in Scott Cooper to potentially sign the deal with Tilray. Was Tilray and Molson Coors and Redecan all working together to collude against Hexo? They ousted SSL, and then they put Scott in there. Scott signed the deal with Tilray, and then now Charlie Bowman, who's from Colorado, I believe, and is American, is now at the helm, right? And you got to help but wonder, because Tilray ended the deal with Anheuser-Busch, Budweiser. So maybe they knew all along that they were going to be targeting Hexo, and that they'd be using Molson Coors and Truss Beverages and Hexo's IP and technology. So that's why they dropped the deal with Budweiser. That's why they got Scott in there, and for less than a year signed the deal with Tilray. Got to help wonder, right? The market's rigged for sure, manipulated at 110%. We certainly wouldn't put it past it. But thanks everybody for joining the live stream. Please talk about Hexo extension. Yeah, okay guys, so I do videos like nonstop about all of these. So right here, I can't keep repeating myself. I'm not trying to be an a-hole or anything like that. But like I can't keep repeating it, because then these videos go too long. So if you haven't watched this video, it's 2 minutes and 53 seconds. I posted it 3 days ago, and it's literally NASDAQ extension next week or reverse split. So the question you just answered, I answered it already 3 days ago. So go check out this video. But essentially, we know that SNDL had until February 7th, and then on February 8th, they announced the extension, and that came about 1 minute after the market closed. So in about 9 minutes, we'll see if that is similar for Hexo. Hexo had until yesterday, so by the same logic of SNDL, we should see shortly after the market close, notice whether or not they got an extension from the NASDAQ. If not, they already have approval to do a reverse split. Give me 2 seconds, just checking in on the community here, see if there's any updates. Okay. Southwestern Michigan here. Welcome, welcome. I am really interested to know what if the effects Tilray buying Hexo debt will have on an earnings report, I believe, on Thursday. Yeah, it's hard to say, right? Hard to say what'll happen on Thursday. But I can give you the estimates, the analyst estimates. They've been trending lower, right? So wouldn't put it past them to come in lower. And we know that, but Canada sales did increase slightly. We found out from Stats Canada, but not by much. So it might be a couple of more quarters before we really see anything turn around, but we'll see if the effects of the recession and inflation had any role in this earnings report. But analysts are expecting 194.94 million and an EPS of negative 0.0966 for Tilray. So just watch those numbers leading into Thursday. I have no idea. If I gave you a number, it'd just be me absolutely, guesstimating. So I'm not even gonna guess. But like I said, they missed analyst estimates for the last 3 quarters, and the trend is down. So if I had to guess, they're probably going to come in at a slight miss. Or would it be on the next earnings report and not have any weight this time? Yeah, like they haven't even. They didn't buy. They didn't actually take any ownership yet in Hexo. But yeah, it wouldn't show up on this wouldn't show up on their previous one, right? Because this is for the period ending what is it, April? period ending May. Yeah, so it's in May. So the deal closed July 12th, so it wouldn't show. It'd be the next quarter. Cheers, David. Cheers, Brian. ESHW, and I think I'm saying that right. Is it Bemodus? Bemodus Williams? Cool name. All right, going to start wrapping it up. But like I said, we've got SPY bouncing here into the end of the day. We're actually confirming a 5-minute uptrend with a low, high, higher low, and higher high. This one wasn't much of a higher low, so I would say that we have the low, high, higher low, and higher high. So we are confirming a 5-minute uptrend. We could see a 5-minute EMA 12 and 26 bull cross leading into the end of the day as well. Usually when we confirm a 5-minute uptrend, that means zoom out to the hourly and look for the hourly bounce to get underway. Hourly bounce just means we're breaking the high of the hourly candle prior. So once we broke 390.95, we started the hourly bounce. At the moment, we are in an hourly downtrend though, with a lower high and a lower low, lower high and lower low. Anything under resistance here at 392.36 is just an hourly lower high. So watch key resistance there at 392.36 on the S&P 500. But nice little bit of a lower wick forming here. And like I said, if we hold this low today and then ultimately hold 388.88, then if we hold that 0.32 fib there, that 388.88 level, and then we break resistance, let's say theoretically we hold that support, and then tomorrow we don't lose that support and we break resistance up here at 418 cents, that's going to confirm a daily bull flag. And then at that point, we're targeting 420 on the daily bull flag. But yeah, watch for Google and Microsoft earnings to come out here realistically in the next 5 to 10 minutes. And watch for Hexo to potentially announce an extension, just like SNDL did. SNDL had until February 7th, and then on February 8th, they announced it about 1 minute after the market closed. So watch for Hexo to potentially release that information with regards to the NASDAQ extension as well. All right, going to end it there. Thanks so much for joining us on the Pursuit of Wealth. Like I said, I do have an appointment that I have to run to. So if you could smash the like, help support me in the channel. It doesn't cost you anything. If you're new, you can subscribe, tick the bell, be notified on any future videos. I may get a video out later on tonight. If not, we'll see you again tomorrow. Take care, everybody. Have a great night, and we'll talk to you again soon.